Sometimes I feel like a captain that has no ship to sail, a prisoner with no means of making bail. Run ashore tied upon a weather-beaten dock, no wind to carry me out to the crystal sea. Other times I feel I could conquer any way, chart a destination and never to be a slave to falling short on limitations of someone else's plan. Raise your sail, fly it high, and never forget just who I am. 'Cause I'm like Captain Kidd, Blackbeard and Hood, all rolled up into one, like a shipmate with 100 bullets and no gun, no gun, no. I'm a sailor man, I'm free in the wind, I smell the salt light, set sail again. This is what I'll always be, a pirate on the open sea. Issues that you cannot hide. I burnt galleons to the high seas, fire ash filled the sky. I left all that in a bottle filled with sand, as I set sail for new shores again. I'm like Captain Kidd, Blackbeard and Hood, all rolled up into one, like a shipmate with 100 bullets but no gun. Yeah, no gun. I'm a sailor man, I'm free in the wind, I smell the salt light, set sail again. This is what I'm meant to be, a pirate on the open sea. Captain Kidd, Blackbeard and Hood, all rolled up into one, like a shipmate with 100 bullets and no gun. Yeah, no gun. I'm a sailor man, I'm free in the wind, I can smell the salt light, set sail again. This is what I'll always be, a pirate on the open sea. Yeah, this is what I'll always be, a pirate on the open sea. Yeah, this is what I'll always be, a pirate on the open sea. Thank you.
Welcome to WEFT Sessions. In case you're just joining us or would like a reminder, or for whatever reason, we have Denny Ellis tonight with Aaron Rund over here, and Denny's been on, once before?
Yes.
With John McMahon?
With John McMahon, yeah.
It's just refreshing my memory before the show. And what's new since then?
I've started writing my own songs, and I've been writing since that about 2 years now. So
Okay.
got quite a bit built up and getting ready to put an album out in June. So
Oh, great. Now, what media will that be on?
It's going to be indie rock / Americana.
Well, I mean, 8-track, cassette, CD, vinyl.
It'll be digital. So, yeah, I'm going to try to, so I can stream it like international. So that's my goal.
I'm excited we have a new record tonight, I mentioned earlier, but it only exists in vinyl and digital, so I can't put it on the shelf in there.
Right,
But if there are, I realize CDs, I was just reading, nobody uses CDs anymore. It's like
obsolete.
if I can name a couple people who do, that's not nobody. But I also realize I'm saying this in a radio station surrounded by tens of thousands of CDs.
Yeah.
Somebody pointed out to me that my specs in purchasing a sound system or a computer might not be the typical consumers.
Right.
So, and how did you two come to perform together?
We actually met at the park with our kids out playing,
great.
and last week. And
Recently.
Yeah, we've only jammed.
This is our second time together.
Yeah, we've only jammed once together, so I apologize if it doesn't sound the best.
He's got skills.
I am a big believer and have been for a long time in lending space to developing artists, and that doesn't just mean artists individually developing, but artists together developing. So if this duo's lasted a week, we're happy to get you in on the ground floor.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
20 years from now, we can look back at this and say this is practically where it all began.
Right.
Yeah, some of the best music's made like that, just spontaneous. So.
Oh, absolutely. I know it's necessary to make dance remixes and stuff, but it kind of breaks my heart when so much music doesn't have the interaction because it's all one part at a time spliced in. It can turn out great,
right?
But it just feels like something's lost in the
like premeditated. Yeah, you lose the natural talent, like the I don't know, creativity.
I just I think back to the Wrecking Crew, and if they'd all done their stuff in a vacuum, I don't think it would have come out the same. So
right.
Antiseptic. Yeah. Anyhow,
Yeah.
You want to do 2 in a row, and then we'll come back and talk?
Sure.
All right. And since that one had almost a trick ending, or at least maybe I anticipated what let me know when you're at the end too, and that way I won't interrupt.
Gotcha. All right. This next song I wrote a tribute to some of my writing influences, so you may recognize a couple of bands that I put in this song. So. So this is called Good Old Tunes. Hey baby, you still got them 45s. That Grand Funk Railroad, Rolling Stone, Willie Nelson, Charlie Pride. The music that shaped us, defining you and me. Yeah, pioneers of a craft in a world gone wild and free. Well, how about them Jimmy Buffett, beer drinking pirate song? Little AC/DC, Raynard Skinner, some journey you can't go wrong. Reliving those memories and them good old vinyl songs. Won't you play me some good old tunes, all the songs that we dance to? Well, I got nothing against what is new, but won't you play me them good old tunes? Billy Joel said that only the good die young. And that's why I'm just stuck here, just playing these vinyl songs. 'Cause it's memories that help us remain, and drugs that ease the pain. Well, life without music, you know I'll just surely die. I crawl in a hole and die. Won't you play me some good old tunes, all the songs that we dance to? Well, I got nothing against what is new. Or won't you play me, yeah, them good old tunes? Yeah, won't you play me some good old tunes on the song that we dance to? Well, I got nothing against what is new. Or won't you play me them good old tunes? Don't just play me some good old tunes on the song that we dance to. Well, I got nothing against what is new. Or won't you play me, yeah, won't you play me good old tune? Thank you. We're going to slow it down a little bit here with a little country tune I co-wrote with one of my co-writers from actually Tuscola, my hometown. Mine and Aaron's both hometowns, Tuscola, Illinois, and I co-wrote this with Robert Carter from Tuscola, Illinois. And he's in Nashville now doing his own songwriter thing, so it's called Cold October's Night. I stayed up many nights pondering about life when I find the one. Before I knew it, she was standing there right in front of me, and I couldn't resist to leaning for a kiss. It was the way your hair was blowing in the wind. It's like a perfect scene playing on a movie screen. It was the way the leaves were falling right behind her. I thank God for that cold October's night. Here we are now on that dance floor, all the fun all those years ago. Isn't it funny, thinking back on life? We were meant to be, but I just didn't know. Because 15 years ago I couldn't resist to leaning for a kiss. It was the way your hair was blowing in the wind, just like a perfect scene playing on a movie screen. It was the way the leaves were falling right behind her, and I thank God for that cold October night. Falling for you, you were falling for me too. I didn't know you were stealing my heart, and I couldn't resist to lean in for a kiss. It was the way your hair was blowing in the wind, it's like a perfect scene playing on a movie screen. It was the way the leaves were falling right behind her, and I thank God for that cold October night. Thank you. Wrote that song about my wife there, so.
That was 2, right?
Yeah, that was 2. I couldn't give you the signal, so.
No, it's fine. I can see through some walls, but so I was actually trying to update the listing and say that you are on, and I was trying to make sure it was in such a way that does not convey Craig has been, sidelined, replaced, forgotten.
No, he was tied up.
I'm just filling
He
in.
was tied up. Yeah. Me and Craig go back way back with CUMA because he's in charge of that, one of the founders of that. So we're supporting local music.
Well, it's amazing how at Showtime or something you can say, "Oh, so and so's been replaced," and then you look back and you realize, "Oh my God, that sounds horrible."
Yeah, it's kind of like Ringo taking over in the Beatles. Right?
Yeah.
Like a
So
like
I would rather be slow in doing it and not inadvertently and unexpectedly upset someone than.
Yeah, that could get ugly.
Yeah. But if you knew what in hindsight might not sound the way you intended it, you wouldn't do it in the first place usually. So
Exactly. Right.
I will never forget there. A former host of this show and a local music editor in town had this bad blood because the music editor said the guy's song was rotten. He thought the title of the song was rotten, and he was actually singing plotting.
Wow.
So he was singing plottin', 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 and the guy's like, "Oh yeah, the first song was rotten. It was awesome." And
Wow.
I was just fortunate that I figured out why they were coming from 2 different directions, and they wound up getting along fine. But yeah, it was one of those things where it's like, okay, why are these people mad at each other? And it made perfect sense from both their perspectives. Yeah. So, wow. And they both moved far, far away a long time ago. So,
they got out of town.
Unrelated to that.
Yeah.
So, did you? We were talking about the show tonight, but do you have any upcoming stuff you want to get people out to?
Aaron has a band going, so you want to?
It's called By Any Means, and we're just getting started. Really, we have a few songs down, but we're hoping to be playing out by September.
I saw a band called Slender Means, and I started to ask if you were related, but I don't think that's how band names work.
No, not quite. I wish they could get us Big Brother.
Well, I don't think they're doing much these days.
No.
You might be doing better than they are.
Well, let's hope that we do.
That'd be a cool sponsor.
Yeah.
You could probably do a show swap if you're ever on the West Coast, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That would be great. I would love to make it to the West Coast.
There you go.
Well, I've already, I try to, even though it's possible to listen to this show on delay, I try to talk to people who are listening live, and I've heard from, let's see, Oregon. I heard from somebody in Oregon who actually can't listen tonight, but sends his regards. And
Oh, wow.
I will see. I think I've heard from Kansas. I didn't get to read it yet, but I saw that it came through. So
That's cool.
Oh, wow. I didn't
That's
know
kind of
they did all
international
that.
then. See, I'm part of that scene. I'm in the International Singer-Songwriters
Mm-hmm.
Association, and that's what I was talking about earlier, getting my music out international, because those are a lot of professional musicians, but
Sure.
they're like international, so you could branch out and network with people and co-write with people. So that's what I'm.
well, it's one.
I'm the representative. I'm the Illinois representative for the ISSA
Oh, great.
right now.
Well, it's
so-
one thing that's changed because the first 2 years I did this show, we didn't stream, and now we do, and consequently, you just never know who's going to be hearing you now.
Yeah,
You meet
that's
you meet
awesome.
so many different people. That's awesome. Everybody's connected. So.
I got on this show. I got feedback from Sweden a few weeks ago, and I wasn't expecting that. It was nice too. So he said, "You
That's
actually
awesome.
know that person?" I said, "Well, I interviewed him. I could
That's awesome. Yeah.
been to her house, you know."
Yeah, right. I wrote a song last month with a lady from Denmark.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, you know, there was a band. I know
There's
this
an
is.
accent barrier, but it was cool.
I remember reading about a band back turn of the century, which I guess is a while now, and I think with the Netherlands, they were doing this just back and forth. They'd never met, but they were doing recording
Yeah,
together.
music's big time.
And it's not like a novelty thing anymore. It's a common.
Yeah, everybody's branching out, reaching out, and two minds are better than one. Co-writing is the way to
Yeah.
do it, man.
Of course, it helps
Leave
if you
your
have
egos
musical.
at home. You know,
I neither
yeah.
sing nor play an instrument, so I can't very well cash in on it. But,
but it helps. It
yeah.
really helps.
I always enjoy
You
playing
bring your
with somebody
talents,
that can
well.
actually write lyrics. I can write music all day long, but lyrics, I have so much trouble with it.
well, if
I'm
you ever want
opposite, so-
deliberately bad lyrics, I have plenty of those.
Oh, yeah, that would be great.
We
you
can make
know?
something out of it, man.
Bring back the 80s style of music.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Run DMC.
I mean, I have an amazing talent for writing, personal hygiene commercial songs. But as far as a song people would want to dedicate to each other, forget it. That's beyond my pay grade.
Well, I don't know. Some people might want to dedicate that kind of stuff.
Maybe that's a different. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, you know.
That's a cool
some
genre.
people-
Yeah.
Good joke.
Loveless dedications.
Yeah, it's
There
kind
you
of
go.
like
Loveless.
the cards that you get, making fun of, everybody.
My mom used to work for Hallmark, and she's not really. I think she's glad she did when she did, and not now.
Yeah, there's so many out there. You
Right,
can find
yeah.
anything now.
See,
It's like,
that-
you
that-
broke your
I used to-
femur? Well,
yeah.
get ready
Well,
to
I think the
get
thing
it
is, you can find plenty of cards that insult people, but as far as like an actual nice card, they're a lot harder to find than
Yeah,
they used to
right.
be.
They
They
So
are, man. They
Well,
are.
everybody wants a joke card. these
Right.
days,
Yeah.
know?
Yeah,
everybody
because the world's so heavy, you got to lighten the world up. Everybody's taking it personal,
Well, there was a big thing online about a month ago where somebody was lecturing you can't ever joke about this, this, and this, and EMTs were saying, "How do you think we get through our job?
Right.
No kidding.
Exactly.
If we're not allowed to joke on the job, then we just quit."
It's like, man, I might as well have a heart attack if I
Yeah.
can't have a little fun, Yeah.
And of course, you could joke a lot better if the person pulls through, but
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, could you
yeah,
imagine
if you save a life, you
telling jokes to a dead guy? I mean, you're bound to get a laugh sometime.
actually, there was a hit song probably 15 years ago. I think it was called "How to Save a Life," except that I know there was an Australian group, and they did 3 different comedy versions of it, and it was some recipe, how to bake a scone, I think it was. And every time I hear the real song now, I'm expecting it to be a recipe for how to bake scones.
Wow.
All right, what do you have for us next? Is it a recipe?
Oh yeah, this
Yeah,
is a
it's how to
recipe.
bake cookies.
This is a recipe, all right. This is called All Those Crazy Nights. So,
Okay.
Double shots and headaches.
Oh,
We're
and
gonna
I
go.
should say this is WEFT.
WEFT. Thank you for having us. This is a little bit faster.
All those crazy nights, quenching my thirst with his walkers in red, 100 proof of headache and pain. Burn me up, those things that you said, and I kept going like a freight train around those bends, off those tracks. Yeah, one more double on the rocks for the road until I make it back. Oh, if I make it back, yeah, double shots and headaches, born from above and glass. Repetitive action, bring insanity, same old result as the last. And I'm just fine with who I am. I'm no longer that same man. Oh yeah, double shots and headaches, oh, born from above and glass. Sometimes you can't win with people that hate to lose. It's not a matter of opinion, 'cause everybody got some advice for you. Well, here's a toast to good riddance, opinions that we all have. Well, I'll be me and you be you, set free from the past, 'cause it's double shots and headaches, born from above and glass. Repetitive action, bring insanity, same result as the last. And I'm just fine with who I am. I'm no longer that same man. Yeah, double shots and headaches, yeah, born from above and glass. Oh, come on in. Double shots and headaches, born from above and glass. Repetitive action, bring insanity, same result as the last. And I'm just fine with who I am. I'm no longer that same man. Oh no, 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 no. Double shots and headaches, born from above and glass. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Double shots and headaches, born from above and glass. Repetitive action, bring insanity, same result as the last. And I'm just fine with who I am. I'm no longer that same man. No, 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 no. Double shots and headaches, born from above and glass. Yeah, yeah, double shots and headaches, born from above and glass. Thank you. All right, so we're gonna slow it back down. We're going back and forth from a little rocked up song to a little ballad song. So. This one here is called I Was a Runner. I was a runner before I met you. A lost soul without a prayer. Had a thirst so fierce, always kept me on the move. That never got me anywhere. My feet grew weary and my eyes too tired to see that the road ahead isn't where I need to be. Isn't where I need to be, no. I was a runner, I had a fast and steady pace. Till the day you got me, yeah, you caught me from my fall from grace. With you I found the finish line, I found my peace of mind. I was a runner, not a lover, yeah, then you changed this heart of mine. Oh, you changed this heart of mine. You took my hand without thinking twice. You helped this broken heart believe. You opened my eyes and showed me this crazy mess called life isn't always out to get me. No, isn't always out to get me. I was a runner, I had a fast and steady pace. Till the day you got me, yeah, and you caught me from my fall from grace. With you I found a finish line, found my peace of mind. I was a runner, not a lover, no, then you changed this heart of mine. Yeah, you changed this heart of mine. I was a runner, not a lover. Yeah, I was a runner, not a lover. No, 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 not a lover. I was a runner, not a lover. Till you changed this heart of mine. Thank you. Another song I co-wrote with Jeremy Wright and Julie Wright from my hometown of Beeman, Illinois.
Now that I've heard from, besides Kansas, Florida, and New York, why don't we educate people about, you said Beement, right?
Beement, yeah.
It looks like cement, which I guess people could pronounce cement like that.
Some people do.
I say cement, but if people say it like Beement, that would be. So tell them about it.
Yeah, the hometown, my hometown.
Yeah.
Beement is
population, location.
Probably, I don't even know. 3,500 is pretty small.
Oh, it's bigger than I thought. Yeah, it's bigger than it's bigger than where I just came back from that my parents live.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's 2,700. So.
Wow, that's a village too.
and the difference is that's not near anything.
Wow.
So
yeah, Beement's pretty. It's 7 miles south of Monticello. So I mean, it's little small town country growing up. But the funny thing is I was raised here in Champaign also. Okay. So I was back and forth from bigger town to smaller town.
You've got the city slicker accent.
I'm like a mutt breed, So, yeah, I do have an accent. A lot of people tell me that.
You heard I said accent. I said an urban accent.
Yeah.
And I used to go to Alabama in the summertime
What
with my
part?
grandparents, so I kind of brought that accent back.
Where in Alabama?
Alberta.
Okay.
Near Gulf Shores. It's
Okay.
on the coast area there.
I was just talking to somebody in Fairhope.
Fairhope. Don't know where that's at.
Well, I've never been there.
Okay.
It's a little further out than I've gone, but
yeah, it's probably around Montgomery or somewhere around there, I'm thinking. But yeah, my grandma lives like farther south, and we go to Pensacola, Florida. That's Gulf Shores Beach, and that's where we grew up. So we get burnt to a crisp, swimming in the ocean. So yeah.
My parents, who I think are listening, went to a concert in Pensacola once, and that is why I've never been, because they did not. I don't think it had anything to do with the city of Pensacola. It was just all the stars misaligned, and so if I ever want to see Pensacola, it will probably not be with my whole family.
Yeah. Yeah, I miss going there. That was our vacation for the summer.
Okay.
And Pensacola is not overpopulated like all the other beaches. I mean, because they got condos built up on all the beaches now. So.
Bear in mind, 20 years ago, a lot of places
there was no condos at that time.
And now all these old Florida, small town, old world charm. Now they're condos. So give it time. Cross your fingers, because I would like Pensacola not to get like that. But
I don't want it to be like that neither. And that's the most beautiful white sandy beach. I mean, they're just hard to come by. I mean, the ones like on Panama Beach area and stuff like that, they're still white sandy, but they're just so big. Everything's so commercialized anymore.
One of the wildest things to me was I just took for granted that the Florida Keys would have that white sand you're talking about, and they're not.
They're way out there.
You don't go there for the sand.
They got to bring the sand.
Yeah,
to that beach.
exactly.
Yeah. I've been there. It's nice there. Yeah.
What's your favorite key?
Key Largo. We stayed. Which one? I'm trying to think. Key West I like, but there was like roosters running around on the island. They got like roosters for dogs there. Man, they don't have regular pets. They got roosters. They let them run all over the town.
I think it's what do they call it? Seventh Calle Siete or so. Anyway, there's a street in the Cuban district of Miami, and it has all these for about. It's a 2000s thing. It doesn't go back 100 years, but they have all these rooster sculptures that you can pose with, and apparently they were originally sort of not respected, and they moved them to a different part of town and where they're much more appreciated.
Wow.
And so you can go hug roosters, giant roosters.
Nice.
And I think
like
you
foghorn.
you could just look at a picture of it and you know it's Miami. So.
I never knew the meaning behind it, why there was so many roosters there. But
my mom's hometown in Oklahoma
Mm-hmm.
actually has buffalo all over.
Like bison buffalo?
Yeah,
Dang.
so statues all over the town.
Wow.
So I guess you could take pictures of that too. But
Yeah.
See, I have a friend I believe is listening from Buffalo, but it's not Buffalo, New York. So.
Yeah, I had an uncle that lived in Syracuse. That's near Buffalo, Syracuse.
Well, the other Buffalo.
Yeah. Anything to get people to come to your town, man.
Right.
Put stuff up. It's an attraction. Like in Casey, they got all the big chairs, all the oversized, furnitures, and everything's like big scaled.
Yeah.
They just draw people there that way.
Do you guys know where Buffalo Creek is?
No, I never.
Buffalo Creek, New York?
Buffalo Creek, West Virginia.
No.
There was actually a really bad natural disaster there some years back, and one of our local bands had a song about it a few years ago. It was very popular in concert, but since it was about people getting killed, I generally tried to focus on their other songs.
Yeah.
right. Yeah, man.
That happened with a number of local bands where the song they had about people getting killed, everybody would dance to it. And I'm like, you do realize this is like the upsetting song.
Yeah. This is not supposed to be entertainment.
If people are having a good time at a concert, I don't want to be the one to tell them that they shouldn't be.
Exactly.
But it was just like, of all the songs, this is an odd one to get everybody dancing.
Well, not everybody, I guess, listens to the lyrics necessarily either.
Right. Yeah.
Stay after the show.
But
I
there
have
are
some stories.
People absorb lyrics too, though. There's those people that they hear everything.
I'm the lyrics nerd. I hear something and it's like,
You
yeah.
seem like you'd be one of those people that could comprehend it as it's coming out. Like, Yeah.
You'd be surprised how wonderfully I've misheard a lot of things. I definitely,
right.
I get meaning out of it, but it's
double meanings too. Some songs do.
What I hear is not necessarily what was intended.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good, man. You got a creative mind, you know.
Oh, I was raving about this song from Germany years ago because I thought the whole song was about Michael Caine. Turned out they were singing My Cocaine. And it's a terrible song, but I thought it was a little bio piece. I thought it was nice, and yeah. So if I don't know what to do with the CD now because I don't really want to listen to it.
Yeah, now that you know what it means.
Well, also they tried to be like very German white boy rap is a thing that doesn't translate well always. Sometimes it's funny, and then sometimes. So they went from this pop song that I thought was about Michael Caine to like, we are funky, and it's like, you are not funky. No. Just stop. Get some training, take some funky lessons, but you do not already have sufficient funk to be doing what you are doing. So
you're funkless.
Yeah, they were funkless.
To be funky.
Well, I don't know about that. I might get in some trouble if I were advocating that, but
yeah, for sure.
I think there are places where that's still illegal. So
yeah,
like most of them. All right, what do you have for us next?
These are all his originals.
Yeah, this is another song I wrote called "I Have All I Ever Need." Little song about being satisfied with life. Much as you, I may not know what I think I do, but through it all, this much is true. I do what I wanna do. I may not win all the time. I may not have a trophy that shines. I may not have my name in those lights. That's okay, 'cause what I have is mine. Yeah, and I'm doing just fine, 'cause I have all I need. 3 kids and a decent job, a 3-bedroom house on the outskirts of town, and a wife that loves me. Dog named Stitch, some guitars to ride with. To me that's luxury. Yeah, I have all I need. I have fortune and fame, ever see the lights illuminating my name, beyond any wealth you can obtain. To be loved, there's no greater thing, 'cause I have all I need. 3 kids and a decent job, 3-bedroom house on the outskirts of town, and a wife that loves me. A dog named Stitch, some guitars to ride with. To me that's luxury.
Yeah, I have all I need. And a decent job, a 3-bedroom house on the outside of town, and a wife that loves me, a dog named Stitch, some guitars to ride with. To me that's luxury. Yeah, I have all I need. Yeah, I have all I need. Yeah, I have all I need.
Thank you, thank you. So we're gonna speed it up one more time. We're gonna do one more fast one, and then you want to talk some more?
Well, I was just making sure this wasn't the last song.
No, we got two or more.
I
or three
would
more.
like to issue one correction, thanks to Christine. I said 7th Street. It's actually Street 8. I was one off. It's Calle Ocho, or you could say anywhere from Calle to Calle to. Depending on whether you have an Argentine accent or Castellano, or none of which are Cuban, so they would all be wrong. But
I'd be like, you good.
No, it's like here I'm giving.
We'll just make it whatever you
want. It's like, oh, you're going to Illinois. Let me give you all the dialects in Scotland. You know.
Yeah, exactly. That's perfect.
Nice. All right. So this next one here is called "Love Anyway," and want to thank my lead guitarist Aaron Rund for coming in on a late notice and playing some lead. He's doing a heck of a job, and we've only played these songs one time together, so hope you all enjoying it out there here at WEFT, rocking the place. It's a pleasure being here for the first time playing as my local song, my original music anyway. So here we go with "Love Anyway."
Reconnected with the high school flame. She remembered my face, but not my name. She lost me like the time of the day flies by, and now she wants to flutter her eyes. Oh my, oh my, my oh my, my feet are tied from running away. Scared of a four-letter word that couple say. She said this could be the start, something true. She said this is love, this is the real thing. Please don't break my heart if it ain't in love. What's love anyway? Is her plea. What is love to you? What is love to me? Is it alcohol talking? Oh, can you really see? Yeah, don't come knocking in the morning. Yeah, when the clock strikes 3 with your faded blue jeans. My feet are tired from running away. Scared of a four-letter word the couple says. She said, this could be the start, something true. Yeah, 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 this is the love, this is the real thing. Please don't break my heart if it ain't in love. What's love anyway? The only love song I could bring myself to write, one about the misery of being alone that made me fight. One day at a time, hey ho hey, bring down my fortress wall someday. What's love anyway? What's love anyway? Yeah, my feet are tired from running away. Scared of a four-letter word the couple says. She said, this could be the start of something true. Yeah, so true. This is the love, this is the real thing. Please don't break my heart if it ain't in love. What's love anyway? Oh, I gave her my heart, everything that's left. I'm still weary of promises that can't be kept. My feet are tired from running away. Scared of a four-letter word the couple said. She said, this could be the start of something true. Yeah, so true. This is the love, this is the real thing. Please don't break my heart if it ain't in love. What's love anyway?
Thank you, thank you. And then, love anyway. What is love anyway?
Depends on who you ask.
Right. Some people don't believe it.
Well, you know, it's kind of weird to me that the word
Insecure people. You know.
the word love is used for, you know, like a mother and her children, and then also for like a cocktail waitress, and you know, it just who can also be a mother with children. But I feel like the word love can be ambiguous in that way.
I think you would die without love, though. I mean, really, who wants to live without love? You got to be loved by somebody, a dog or cat.
Oh, sure.
Somebody's going to love you.
That's
you know?
why you have cat people.
It's
cat
women.
Right.
I guess I just like to distinguish between what I would consider, you know, healthy love and maybe unhealthy love.
Miserable, not worth it.
You know, if a guy has a girl locked up in his spare room and, you know, is promising love, that's not okay.
That's insane.
I saw something recently where this guy said, "Oh, you could just live here now," and he said, "Look, I even brought you some pictures of your kid, and you know, why aren't you happy?" And he wound up getting shot.
I was gonna say, I even brought you some chains. Look, they're really pretty.
Yeah,
they're not heavy or not. Crazy people in the world, man.
You know, and then people are like, "What don't you like about love?" And it's like, well, again, you know, context.
Right.
So I guess speaking of context, we probably is this going to be your last song coming up?
Yeah.
So any loose ends you want to tie together? Tell people what you have. Is there a website?
We have he has his website coming up. You can find me on Facebook, and you can find both of us at Tuscola at the Vault, the art gallery at the Vault there in Tuscola.
Uh-huh.
I teach guitar there.
Oh, okay.
and we have a blues event on the 20th next week. So
All right.
blues music. So four performers, and it's gonna be a good time. So
Now you're talking my language.
yeah, he'll be all about that.
Blues.
That's right up your alley, right
Yeah, that's my favorite.
there. So well, yeah, we'll take it away with the last song, unless you
Okay.
guys take it off.
Yeah, I'll have music ready to go. Stay tuned for another hour of mostly local music coming up after. And let's give your names one more time.
Denny Ellis.
Aaron Rund.
Can't ever. Branding is important.
That's right. Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much. Thanks for having us. All right, we're gonna take this one back to the river. This one I wrote with one of my co-writers again, Jeremy, and his wife Juliana Wright, and from Beeman, Illinois. Here we go, called "Peaceful River."
On the banks of the river, sun shining, wind in my hair, notebook of song, hand-me-down guitar, I found my refuge there. I found my refuge there. On the stump bank, I paused and think how the lyrics they flow. Write my story, free of all worries, as the melody begins to grow. Yeah, the melody begins to grow. Oh, the peaceful river, how it flows. I feel its current move through me, and the song of the bird makes sweet music, reveals its power to me, reveals its power to me. As I look to the sky, I ride my life. All the wonders of God's grace. I think of the times that all flew by, and just who I am today. Just who I am today, yeah. And the peaceful river, how it flows. I feel its current move through me, and the song of the bird makes sweet music. Ooh, yeah, and reveals its power to me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Reveals its power.
Thank you for having us tonight. Thanks, WEFT.